Hello and welcome to this review of Lobotomy Bock. Lobotomy Bock Lager is brewed exclusively by Indian Wells Brewing Company of Kern, California. There is a date on the back, guys, but the paint is so blurry and smudged, and I checked every bottle and they were all that way. That does me no good. Anyway, they use water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. What kind of malted barley? They don't say. What kind of yeast? They don't say. They're just saying on their website that they get their water from an actual spring, not a well that was dug, but from Indian Wells. Okay. Now, they're not given a ABV on the website. Mainly, they just talked about they have a little cafe there, or like they have it's like a brew pub. You can have drinks there and food, and it's on this kind of in Central California on this old U.S. Highway 395, which stretches all the way up into Canada and becomes British Columbia 395. But anyway, so it's sort of remote. And they talk about how they do contract brewing for people, and it says contact us and we could talk about contract brewing. But anyway, in my previous video, this is a revisit, special edition, this is a revisited video. That was nearly 7 years ago. I listed it at 10.8. And from memory, I had gotten it off the website. And I see other sites like Untapped are saying 10.8. But I cannot find anything definitive about that. So I don't know. Let's check it out. Like I said, it's been nearly 7 years. Be 7 years in April. And it's as I remembered. There's a beige head, and it's very dark. And I remember it being watery. Dark and ruby red. So it's a pretty beer. Dark, dark brown. But as the light hits it, you can pick up real nice ruby red in there. Okay, and I remember it being a thin cola-like almost, but thinner than cola, because you know, like Coca-Cola has that kind of syrupiness to it. And it seemed like it couldn't be 10.8 and be this thin, but let's see. It's a dark bock beer. You do get raisin, dark bread crust, almost like a prune, even prunes. Like you'll get that with these, and dark plums. You'll get that with these Dopple Bocks. So it smells like it. It looks like it, but just the viscosity of it, the wateriness of it doesn't seem to be that. A lot of bubbles here, a lot of thin bubbles. Yeah, no kind of crickle crackle. So not much head. In a narrower brim glass, there probably would have been more head of foam. Don't think it's going to give us much lacing, glass lacing. The scores for this aren't really very high. Let's see if I wrote any notes. No. But from the written reviews I've read over the years ago, was just a strange, unusually thin mouthfeel. Not to say that we have to drink a beer that's thick like syrup. Not to say I would enjoy that. There's a chalky undertaste. You get that with these strong, above 10% lagers. They'll present that chalkiness. I don't know what that comes from. This is kind of having that, which to me is not an attribute, but a detriment. Very prickly carbonation. All those things I described earlier, the raisin, the plum, the prunes even, the dark bread crust, all that's there. All of that is there. And it's a pretty good flavor. It was $1.99 at Mathern's for the single. Cheaper if you get the 6-pack, I think. And they had a big sale this past weekend, so I got it for, I think it was $149. It was discounted for 50 cents off, so I said I'll buy it. Give it a revisit. It's not a very dry finish. It's not super sweet either, so it's sort of like a midway sweet dry finish. Okay. Seems better than when I had it. I don't remember what I scored it. I didn't watch the video. I wanted to go in here with an unbiased mind. It is giving a little lacing there. Okay. My favorite Dopple Bock. I don't know. The Reinheitsgebot Corbinian is very good. Fabulous. I think the Birra Moretti La Rosa is great. Tremendous. The Santa Claus Classic, the Schwarzbier, and the Helles. That's a bright Doppelbock, and the Schwarzbier is a black beer, and then the Classic is a regular Doppelbock, normal color like this. They're fabulous, but they're so strong at 14%. 14 and yeah, they're all 14. I mean, it's just like they're knockout beers. You feel like you took medicine after you drink them, so that's a little bit too much. Well, once a year, they're kind of cool to try, and they'll age, boy. Alcohol taste? Nah. Nope. I remember when I drank it 7 years ago, it didn't even feel like I drank it. You know, there was no like feeling in your body that you drank a 10.8. Didn't feel like it, no. Nope. You would probably drink this and not knowing what it is, and I still don't definitively know. I'm going to put in the description, assumed to be 10.8. I would think it'd be 5.5 from what I'm feeling, tasting, experiencing. Comes across as a 5.5% alcohol. You know, that. But it does smell like it could be 10.8. Now the aroma is really pungent and that rich thing going on. You smell it, yeah. You say, oh yeah, here we go. But you see it, the wateriness, you think, what? And then the flavor, you think, what? Except for that chalkiness. So I don't know, it's a mystery to me. How would I score it? Oh, well, it is good. Not perfect. Has some oddball characteristics. Nice water though, spring water. I'm going to say B+. Let's say 88 out of 100, a B+. Not quite 89. The chalkiness drops it to 88. It'd be 89 otherwise, but if you ever see it, I would say check it out. It's they make some odd products. We don't get too much of their stuff in Louisiana, although we do get some of it. Like, for instance, this. Yeah, no sediment at the bottom. Must be fresh, because you would get that cake sediment at the bottom, I think, if it was old. And you know what? Old beers smell old a lot of times. And this does not smell old. There's a little crackle. Yeah, check it out. I thought maybe it would be different, but it seems like it's been improved a little bit, but it's still a mystery product. So les bon temps relais. You won't see any recent video reviews for this beer, let me tell you right now, except for mine. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.